In this video, I'll be showing how to replace front brake pads and brake rotors on a Chevrolet Equinox. They are located behind the front wheels. Let's get started. Let's remove our wheel. There's 5 19mm lug nuts. If they're swollen, just thread them back on. Take the socket off and undo it by hand. Now that my vehicle is raised and supported, I'm going to locate the brake caliper and the 2 14mm slider pin bolts. I'll be removing those. And set these aside. I'm going to go ahead and remove my brake caliper from the bracket. Just going to wiggle it free. I'm going to gently place this on top of the rotor near the strut mounting point. Make sure it's secure and it does not fall off. Next, remove your brake pad clips. There's one right here. Discard of these properly. Now we're going to move on to the brake caliper bracket bolts. There are 2 21mm right. I'll be breaking these free first. While you remove the last bolt, keep a hand on the bracket so it does not fall. Set the bolts aside. Now remove your bracket. If you found the bracket to be stuck on, simply use a flat blade screwdriver and pry along the rotor. Go along the top as well. And just work it free. And we can set this aside for now. Now to remove the rotor, we have a screw right here. It is a T30. I'm going to use an impact driver to remove it. Be careful not to strip the screw out. Make sure it's firmly in place. And there it is, set it aside. Now let's remove our rotor. Work it off the hub. Dispose of it properly. Now I'm going to take some brake cleaner and a wire brush to clean my mating surface. Now I'm going to spray some anti-seize on the hub. And that looks good. Now I'm going to install my rotor. Quick note, these are coated so you do not have to clean them. If they weren't, just spray some brake clean around and make sure the coating is off. Make sure it's lined up and now install your set screw. And now for our set screw. I'm going to hand tighten this with my ratchet and T30 bit. Unline the rotor. And just snug it down. Now to compress our piston back in the caliper, and grab my caliper. There are many types of these tools, but I'll be using this one. So I'm just going to spread the caliper. Until it's fully seated back in the piston. I'm going to remove my tool. And we can set this back on top. And now to dress our caliper. We're going to remove our pads. If you find them to be stuck, a hammer is good to remove these. So grab your hammer and just tap them out. Here's one. Here's the second one. Now dispose of these properly. Now to remove my two shims, I'll be using a flat blade screwdriver to pry them up. Here's one. And here's the other. Dispose of them properly as well. Now to clean my caliper bracket. I'm using a wire brush. Going to break away as much dust and debris as possible. I'll be doing the same for the other side. Just cleaning up as much as I can. I'm going to clean these with some brake clean. Now to lubricate the caliper bracket, we'll take some lubricants, get along where the shim will sit. This will ensure the shim is lubricated so we don't hear any noise. Yeah, that looks good. Now for my brake pad shims. Just going to slide these over. There is no particular orientation. They could go on either location. And press down on both sides and in the middle. Ensure it's secure and flush on the bracket. To be doing the same for the other side. Press down firmly on both sides and in the middle. Now I'm going to lightly lubricate these as well. Yeah, that looks good. And now for our brake pad slider pins. Quick note, one of the slider pins has a bushing. I'm going to mark down which location that came from with a marker. So I'm just going to pull it out. Pull the boot back. As you can see, this one does not have the bushing. And this one does. I'm going to mark down the side it came out of so we don't get confused upon reinstallation. That's to clean and lubricate them. I'll be using a rag and some new lubricant. Going to wipe off as much dirt and old grease as I can. Same with the other slider pin. and apply some new grease. Set it down. And set it down. I'm going to remove my caliper slider pin boots. These just pull apart. Set both aside for now. I'm just going to clean the areas to ensure we have a proper seal. To clean these, I'm going to get a piece of rag and insert the rag through. Now I'm going to work it back and forth, cleaning as much as possible. I'll do the same for the other boot. Just twist the rag, insert it. Now I'm going to get some brake cleaner spray inside where the slider pins went. I'll be cleaning this with a wire brush on a drill. The slider pin with the bushing will go in, so just insert it. Squeeze the boot to get any air out while you press down. Do the same with the other slider pin. Squeeze the boot, relieve the air, and push down. That is our dressed caliper. Let's take it back to the vehicle. Now that we're back at the vehicle, I'm going to be reinstalling the brake caliper bracket. I'm going to slide it in place and hand thread on my two 21mm bolts. Now we're going to torque them down. Now the torque spec for these is 111 foot-pounds. Now let's go ahead and install our inner brake pad. Quick note, this wear indicator goes on the inner pad and on the bottom. Then line up my brake pad. And then I'm going to push in until it clicks. Make sure it's flush and it spins freely. I'll install my outer brake pad. I'm going to do the same. This one doesn't have any wear indicators, so it does not matter which position it is as long as it's on the outside. So I'm going to slide it over. And push in. And now for my brake pad clips. These go on the top and bottom and they hook onto the brake pads. As you can see, the brake pads have little divots in them for the clips. I'm going to hook them over. And make sure they're secure. I'll do the same for the other side. I'm now going to take a wire brush to clean the mating surface on the caliper. Gonna take a wire brush. Be careful with the caliper boot. You do not want to damage this. Now for the outer part. And now I'm going to lubricate it. We get some lubricant and work it all around where the caliper is going to meet the brake pad, and do the same for the caliper ears. Now let's go ahead and slide our caliper on. Only goes one way. Be mindful of the brake hose. You do not want to bind that up. As you can see, ours is nice and straight, so just slide the caliper over. Now I'm going to hand thread on my caliper slide pin bolts. I'm going to align it and hand tighten it in. Do the same with the bottom one. Push in if needed, and hand tighten it. Now the torque specification for these 14mm bolts is 30 foot-pounds. Now we can install our wheel. Just slide these up by hand. I'm going to tighten these in a crisscross pattern. So just snug them down for now. Now let's go ahead and torque these to 100 foot-pounds in a crisscross pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.